This is part 3 of lesson 3 for GE2413 Word, Sound and Image, Writing for Creative Media. Our learning objective is to familiarise ourselves with the first section of our course reading, Practices of Looking, which is about representation and the circulation of images. Let's start with this poster, which is obviously of Beyoncé. I wonder whether you've seen this poster before, or have you seen posters that use a similar style, that is, someone shouting out with bold colours and shapes? Well, here are some that I found on the internet. This one is on an album cover by the pop group Franz Ferdinand. This one uses different colours and is in Spanish. Here's another one, in Russian this time. Here's one inviting people to vote for Barack Obama in 2008. And here's one asking people not to vote for Obama. To keep things fair in the animal world, here's one of a cat, advertising a website for cat lovers. I think we can conclude that not all of these posters are original. Most have copied the style of the artwork from someone else. So which one is the original poster? It's this one, the Russian one, by Alexander Rodchenko, printed in 1924. The woman is shouting, "Books, please, in all branches of knowledge." This poster was commissioned by the State Publishing House in Leningrad and promoted the new government's image as being committed to education and literacy for all the people, unlike the previous government, which was seen as elitist and corrupt. Therefore, for Russians, this poster represented a new beginning of solidarity, a kind of people power, because of the political context of the time. It's because of this additional meaning that so many other organisations have copied the basic style of the poster. They also want to give the impression that they are doing something important for all people. Do you understand that additional meaning, or do you just see someone shouting something? I suppose it depends on your own personal background and experience. Well, I'm a cat lover, so I followed the link in the cat poster to check out the website advertised. I discovered that this cat organisation has also used other well-known art styles in its posters. These images may be more familiar to you than the Russian one, or not, depending on where you come from. What additional meanings or feelings do you get, if any, as well as the obvious cat in a hat and a crowd of people? Do the red and black colours and this particular style of line drawing showing workers holding a red book represent any additional meanings for you? We can conclude that images are not always original. Styles and colours are often reproduced and recirculated over time. Artists are influenced by other people's ideas. No one lives in a vacuum. Also, when images are recirculated often, they may take on additional meanings on top of what you actually see, depending on their original objectives and the historical and cultural contexts in which they were produced. Sturken and Cartwright make this point on page 14 of Practices of Looking. As we've seen with the Russian lady shouting about books and the cat wearing a communist-style hat, images can actually produce additional meanings rather than simply show us objects. However, it takes human involvement to construct these additional meanings over time. Through social interaction with each other, the time and the place within which the images are circulated, new meanings are understood. This is an example of social constructionism. Social constructionism is a theory of knowledge which examines how human beings construct understandings of the world together, which we use to define reality. Check out Wikipedia for a clear explanation about this. Social constructionism is a difficult concept to understand, so let's look at a common everyday image to help us. Obviously, this is a broken heart. For most of us, it represents the end of a romantic relationship. But how do we understand that meaning from this red shape? After all, it doesn't really look like this, which is an image of an actual human heart, or this, which shows two lovers. How did the red shape on the left come to mean heart? How did heart come to mean romantic love, as well as an organ in our bodies that pumps the blood around? I don't know the details of the process, but obviously over time people have socially constructed the meaning of the red shape to help us to understand, describe and define reality. Perhaps you can think of other such examples. Here is a final quotation from Practices of Looking. You can respond to this quotation in writing for one of your portfolio submissions. Write a short essay persuading the audience to believe one side or the other of this debate, as mentioned by Sturkin and Cartwright. Include some examples of images to help persuade your audience. You can refer to the course reading, Chapter 1 of Practices of Looking, to help you. This is the end of Lesson 3, Part 3.